Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody. I'm Councilmember Jawando. I'm the chair of the Education and Culture Committee. I'm joined by my two committee members, Councilmembers Albernaz and Mink, along with, I think we have Board Member Julie Yang, Vice President Lynn Harris, Board Member Brenda Wolf. We have a lot of, Chief Jones is up here as well. I'm going to do exactly what was just done, and so I'm going to have folks introduce themselves since we did that before, because we have a ton of people here. Before I do that, I just want to say, you often hear the phrase, "it takes a village." And I think the previous proclamation underscored that as well. All of these educators from really birth to college and career are represented here today. And the work they do to make sure our children have what they need to succeed and thrive, which is what all of us want and need in our community. We have some really special, everyone's special, but we have I think the teacher of the year. Did I see Melissa? Where's Melissa? Melissa, hey, Melissa. Melissa Porter Parks, who you'll hear from she's going to be our speaker at the end here. You didn't know that, but you are. And, we just honored all of our educators of the year just last week. And all of them were amazing. We're also joined by our service employee of the year. I thought I saw Bruno. Bruno, good to see you. Who is the 2024 MCPS Student Support Service Employee of the Year. Chief Jones was also recognized as the Community Champion of the Year. So thank you, Chief. Professor Knopp, are you here? Knopp, yes, that is you. And you chair the nursing program, and so we're thankful for that at Montgomery College. Let's give her a round of applause. There's a lot of things happening this month. So School Lunch Hero Day is the first Friday in May, and we're joined here by Derek Prather, Afanta Hu, and Brandy Burkhart. Just raise your hands. Where are you? They are our food service folks, serving more than 90,000 meals a day, as we often remind people, more than Disney World. Just people to remember that. And April is also Community College Month. And Dr. Williams couldn't be here, but Susan Madden, you should be up here, Susan. But we have Professor Rebecca Portis, who is a Fulbright Hayes Award recipient among us from the college. Where are you? So we have a lot of important people here, and just underscoring the importance of education. I just want to say two things, and then I'll pass it around for everyone else to introduce themselves, and then we'll hear from my colleagues, and then we will read the proclamation and hear from Melissa. So you got some time. I'm going to give you a couple minutes. One of Melissa's students, they all had videos, but she is an English language teacher at Gaithersburg High School, which has a very large, the Trojans, that's right, a big population. And one of her students, not only does she help them with their daily needs, help them learn English, help them excel, she on the weekends takes furniture to their houses and spends her time outside off the clock to do that. And she's not alone in doing that type of work. But I just wanted to, extraordinary. One of your colleagues who was also honored, didn't win the award, but was a kindergarten teacher. The young students that were in the video said, "She makes my brain bigger." Just a reminder of our youngest and our secondary students, just the impact you're having. So I'm going to start over here, and then we're just going to, if you can introduce yourself real quickly, and then we will move on.
Yes. Marcus Jones, Chief of Police.
Rebecca Portis, Professor at Montgomery College.
Cinder Cooper Barnes, Professor at Montgomery College.
Nikki Woodward, teacher at Montgomery County, MCEA Vice President.
Jennifer Martin, English teacher in MCPS and Union President, MCEA.
Hello, Ryan Forkert, former principal and current vice president of McCap.
Carlene Butt-Pruitt, support staff in MCPS and executive vice president of SEIU Local 500.
Travis Simon, the executive director for SEIU Local 500. We're the support staff union and the union for the adjunct faculty at Montgomery College.
Sally Murick, Paraeducator Program Manager at MCPS and one of the Vice Presidents on SEIU Local 500.
Bruno Smith, Building Service Manager at Mill Creek Town Elementary, also a proud member of the SEIU 500.
Antonio Castillo, Professor at Montgomery College.
I'm Brenda Knopp. I'm Chair of the Nursing Program at Montgomery College and Co-Chair of the Faculty Council.
I'm Deidre Price. I'm Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and College Provost at Montgomery College.
I'm Ala Webb, Montgomery College Professor and Chair of the Science, Engineering, and Technology.
Good afternoon, everyone. Michelle Ezefor Andrews, Director of System-Wide Safety and Emergency Management for MCPS.
Hello, I'm Fancy Hu from the NPS. I'm sorry. CPF, Montgomery Public School. Thank you.
Brandy Burkhart, I'm a Field Manager with the Food and Nutrition Services.
Derek Prather, Montgomery County Public Schools Food and Nutrition Services as Operations Assistant.
Dr. Bostic, former mathematics teacher, currently assistant principal at Northwood High School.
I'm Noor Pasha. I'm a licensed mental health therapist at Northwood High School Wellness Center.
Melissa Porter Parks, English Language Development Department Chair at Gaithersburg High School and MCPS Teacher of the Year.
Good afternoon, Margarita Borquez, Director of International Admissions and Enrollment and Administrator of the Year.
Good afternoon, Oscar Alvarenga. I'm the Newcomer Transition Coordinator for MCPS.
Hello, Ernestine Theophile Lafont, full professor in the Communication Studies discipline at Montgomery College and co-chair of the Faculty Council.
Good afternoon. I am Zadia Gadsden, the principal at Tacoma Park Elementary School and the Washington Post Principal of the Year.
Good afternoon, Julie Yang, former college and career advisor, right now Board of Education member.
Good afternoon, Lynn Harris, former medical science teacher at Thomas Edison High School of Technology and at-large member of the board.
Good afternoon, Brenda Wolfs, Montgomery County Board of Education, District 5.
And two of the, you just heard, we have so many amazing people. Let's say that again, principal of Tacoma Park Elementary School and Washington Post Principal of the Year. Let's give her another round of applause. And Margarita, who at a time was also acknowledged as Administrator of the Year at a time when we have the most English language learners and emerging multilingual students, EML, that have come into the system at any time in our history. Your team is doing a great job, so we really appreciate your work. Now I'm going to turn to my colleagues in alphabetical order also, Councilmember Gabe Albanaz and then Councilmember Mink, and then we will hear from our Teacher of the Year, and then we will read the proclamation.
All right, well, good afternoon, good people. We are surrounded by some all-stars here this afternoon who have dedicated their professional lives to the most noblest of professions, nurturing and caring for our most precious commodity, our children. We know that their work has never been more difficult than right now. We know they have been all tested in ways that none of us could have possibly imagined, especially over the last 4 years. We thank them for their dedication and their commitment. And we acknowledge that there is no more important time than right now to do everything that we can and use all of our possible resources to support that precious commodity. I want to thank all of you for your dedication and commitment. Each of us have stories that we can share about educators in our lives. I'll share one briefly today, and that was in 9th grade, who one of my math teachers, Luis Garcia at Walt Whitman High School, noticed that although I was completely bilingual in Spanish, I rarely used it and actually stayed away from it because at the time I didn't want to be different. Mr. Garcia took time to nurture me and help make sure that I was not only proud of where I came from, but that I never forgot where I came from. And I remember him saying in class once, "Mr. Albornoz, waiting to speak is not listening, sir." He taught me many valuable life lessons, and I will forever be indebted to him. Councilmember Mink.
I mean, we might need to put that on a little plaque at all of our desks back there. Well, as a former educator myself, but also a proud product of the MCPS school system, I also took classes at Montgomery College, and now proud and happy to be the parent of MCPS kids. This is a proclamation that means a lot to me. It is really a pleasure to sit on the Education and Culture Committee and get to talk about education and do deep dives into the work of our school system all throughout the year. Sometimes these conversations can feel very abstract. There's MCPS makes it into the news, might make it into national news, hopefully not, there's, things happen, and it can separate us from the realities of what's happening on the ground in the schools. And that is what education is. That's what MCPS is, that's what MC is, that's what our universities at Shady Grove are. That is the work that we are really talking about when we talk about how important our schools are. It is the people who you see here that create a reality for and a potential for our children. And so I'm so glad that we have everyone here today to remind all of us that this is really at the heart and soul of what we're talking about when we talk about MCPS and we talk about our school system. And as somebody who was there personally, as a student but also as a teacher, I mean, I remember working with my colleagues to get glasses, pick up Groupons, remember what Groupons were? To try to be able to get glasses for kids when we weren't able to find another way to do that. Working to do laundry for kids. That was something that none of us blinked at. And it's not something that you're going to see in the news. And it's not something really that is part of a lot of kind of the everyday conversations. But these are the kinds of things that our educators, our paraeducators, all of our support services folks are doing on a daily basis as they interface with our kids and they work to take care of their needs at every level. So truly, this is the foundation of everything else that we do here in Montgomery County. They are producing our future, and we are so grateful to all of you. It is not easy, and you all have chosen this work. It is deeply impactful, and thank you, thank you, thank you, and we look forward to hearing from folks on the ground, but we also look forward to continuing these types of conversations throughout the year. Thank you.
So before I bring up our Teacher of the Year, I just want to give a quote from the Washington Post article about Principal Gadsden at Tacoma Park Elementary, who, when the kids were throwing chairs and acting out and biting, coming back from COVID, we know we've all seen this behavior, because kids were not socialized and all the trauma that they've gone through. She created an ambassador program to help other second graders help other kids. So instead of punishing and taking a negative approach, she turned that into a way of kids helping teachers. And just example of one of the many restorative and awesome approaches. And I just wanted to give you a shout out for that. And now we're going to hear from our Teacher of the Year, newly minted, Melissa Porter Parks.
Good afternoon. I did not know I was giving a speech, so I just want to say thank you so much for all of the things that have come with Teacher of the Year so far, and I work amongst about 25 other ELD teachers at Gaithersburg High School. We're the largest department in the school. We are the largest department in the county. We have 800 students currently. That is more than the very small high school I grew up in altogether. And all of my students come with different stories, different backgrounds. We're about to celebrate some of our students who, they joined MCPS from abroad during COVID. They're about to graduate. I have several students who came to us who had never been in a school before, who grew up in Guatemala, who have seen things that most of us can't imagine. So it's really a joy for me to work with them every day, but also I'm very excited to have this platform to speak for my students and for all of the educators so that we can get our kids what they need every day. So thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. I knew you were up to the task. We're going to read the proclamation with my colleagues. Whereas educators and education support staff are dedicated to helping students achieve success in and out of the classroom from pre-K to career, and Montgomery County has dedicated educational professionals working in our public and our private schools, and
whereas access to healthy meals helps students focus on learning, and May 3rd in School Lunch Hero Day to celebrate the many staff who serve school meals to students throughout the year, and
whereas access to strong student support services includes physical and mental health, May 8th is National School Nurse Day, and we recognize the role of school nurses, counselors, and psychologists in helping foster the overall well-being of our students. And
whereas Teacher Appreciation Week, which in 2024 is celebrated May 6th through the 10th, is an opportunity to show our deep appreciation for teachers and paraeducators who help mold and guide students in positive directions and inspire them to be future leaders. And
whereas Principal Appreciation Day on May 1st celebrates our school administrators who take on a key leadership role within a school to help motivate teachers, students, and staff in a school with a school environment that fosters learning. And
whereas, as students advance in their education, strong community colleges play a critical role in workforce development, training, and higher education. Montgomery County is fortunate to be home to Montgomery College, the #1 community college in Maryland, and a top 10 community college in the United States.
now therefore be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland hereby celebrates Education Appreciation Week, and be it further resolved that the County Council encourages all residents to take a moment and thank their local educators and support staff for their hard work and dedication. Presented on this day, the 7th of May, in the year 2024, signed by myself, Councilmember Mink, Councilmember Albanaz, and Councilmember Friedson on behalf of the entire council. Happy Educator Week.